him move on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and it said they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. If you on some try and be morally right or whatever, and I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent, unless you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council meeting. When I'm out of school, I'm just gonna go. We out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just gonna come to one. I don't care. And talking to the doctors and all that other stuff. So I owe y'all some jumping jacks before we get up out of here. I just, today we're going to take a little bit different look. What you got? You got something up? Oh, okay. We're going to take a little bit different look at, from a different angle. How many people know anything about computers? And I'm quite sure, because we have to use them, whether they're in our hand or on a desk. Most of us do. And there's a term, an old term that they use in computer ideology, computer technology, or computerese, that says GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. As an old school programmer with them old school programs when they first came out on card readers or whatever, and I'm one of them, if you didn't put the proper code on the card, the computer wouldn't read it. It would go in another direction. And these are before we got the computers that are as updated as we are right now and highly active as they are right now. Because I was messing around with my computer. Good morning, Pastor Gaddis and family, Salty Chef. Concrete Jumbo, you ain't going, we ain't going. All right, Miss Terry, Yogi, and the rest of our family. And I was trying to find on my computer where I can do talk to text, because I'm writing a book. I want to use it for my dissertation, but I want to be able to, the time to write it out right now is hard, but the thoughts and stuff that, and that's other than really, that's just about saying you got to find some time, be disciplined, cut some goof off time out or whatever, and go ahead on and make it happen. That's really what that is. But what I want to do is be able to talk to my computer and have it, put it in a text form, save it in a format, and save it on my computer under my title of my book, right? And there's more than one book, Pastor Guidance, but this one is for my PhD, and the other one is going to be for everybody else. Actually, both of them going to be for everybody, because I'm just not going to let those so-called academics sit on top of it and think that they're going to sit on it and they don't get out. Nope. It's going to be for them so they can confer me my PhD, and then for everybody else, because we need to read it as well. And we need to understand what's going on a deeper level. So, yeah, your prophecy is you on point, but it keeps coming up, and I don't think it's the right thing because it's through Microsoft or whatever. But I got to dig a little deeper to see if there's a program on my computer that'll do speech to text, right? So every time I'm open my computer and come on, it starts to it sits there and blinks like, okay, we're waiting for you to give us a command. But that's I think for the system more so than it is for what I'm looking for. So now I'm writing today's topic is about GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. And we have to take a look at in that terms everything, right? Not only what we eat, because all of us are prone to eat junk food. All of us are prone to go get to McDonald's and fast food and all this other stuff because part of it is we've been programmed to do that, right? Less time, no time to cook. Cooking, my nephew went to go buy he wanted pot roast. He went to buy a chuck roast. Cost him $40 for 3 pounds. Chuck roast is a fairly cheap cut of meat. Normally, you might get a 3 pound chuck roast, like what he paid for. So that was like $12 a pound. You could get a real piece of chuck, 3 pounds of chuck roast a couple months ago for probably about 10, $12, right? So it's tripled in price. Part of the reason is the tariffs, because now the farmers are complaining. They just had this thing on CNN last night. The farmers are complaining they're getting squoze and they're losing their properties and they're losing money because of these tariffs that was imposed by the president. So that's driving the food prices up. Not bird flu, not all of these other things that they claim that they are, but it's economic. That's what tariffs do. So again, because of this so-called American diet, we're prone to junk food. We're prone to sitting in front of TV, watching games for hours. We're prone to not moving as much as we used to. As we're coming into the fall season, which starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of fall. And then, of course, we know what's coming up in October because they've been having the stuff out since August, right? One of the, I think it's the sixth most popular holiday in the country is Halloween. So what are they out there uh, putting in front of everybody, right? They're putting in front of everybody. Well, you can go ahead on and get um, Halloween candy. I happen to particularly like Skittles, the worst candy ever. It is the horrible. It is the worst candy in. But that's my little addiction. It ain't every day all the time, but I know I got a mason jar full of them boys, and I know it's. I'm. I know I'm not supposed to have them. And it's not because I have health issues. It's because I know they're trash. Now, for me, what I'm gonna start doing for my students is they're gonna get those fruit snacks from now on, and I know it's gonna cost me. They're gonna get those fruit snacks from now on when they've done a good job that are the healthier fruit snacks. They may whine and complain about them, but candy is not good for them. So when we talk about, oh, my kid got to go get tested for ADD, ADHD, and all this other stuff, no, it's the diet. Start with the diet first. Because if you're taking garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. We got kids that can't stand still, can't sit still, got to get up and move. We've always had, I'm one of them kids, and we had a good diet. That's just how I move. I just like to move. I just like to be up moving. Sometimes I even get people talking about, you still look, you don't look like you weigh much more than what you did when you came out of high school. I don't. Probably about 30 pounds more. And that's it. And that's okay. Good morning, new one. All right. But that's also due to the fact that I'm always moving. I'm always mobile. My nephew and myself, why don't you get a riding mower to cut the grass? No. For what? This lawnmower still works. Once it quit working, I'll just go buy a new one. I don't want to be driving yet. Now, if it gets to this age and stage where I got to drive, fine. But No, I'm gonna keep pushing. Literally.
Elliot, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Let me reset you 1 second. Let me reset you.
Okay. What do we have to do? We have to look at our diets. That's number one. What are we eating? How much are we working out? How much are we exercising? So when we look back and we look at how our ancestors lived, even in the horrible duress, and that was going on in this country. Good morning, Mr. Allen. That was going on in this country. The horrible duress. They still lived up 90s, 100 years old. Now it's a rarity to have somebody live to be that old. Still something wrong with the sound? Are we good? Okay. All right. So now it's we celebrating one person that lived to be 100 years old, but 60, 70 years ago, there were a lot of people that lived. Good morning, Sister Sherry Allen. We appreciate you being here and sharing this morning with us. There are a lot of people then because they look at what kind of work they did. They were from sun up to sundown, literally in a hot sun, sweating. So even if the food was horrible, which it was very menial, they worked it. They worked it out. Any poisons, and they worked it out. They sweated it out. So whatever went in came out. Now what happens is we sit there and we get stuck on social media or games, and we sit on our phones, and those have become the tool that have made us lazy as well. There are other factors. There are other factors. Our neighborhoods are not such that we can allow our children to go out and play anymore like they used to unless somebody's out there watching. And most people, don't have the concept of community and family where we can let them sit or come over here and play in my yard or play in front of my yard or in front of my house where they can go out and run and play, and the playgrounds are dangerous and all this other stuff because some people who have HIV, no, not the disease, but it's another disease, make the playgrounds dangerous because they out of their minds. But as I was saying, we got one of the top 10 holidays coming up. It's not even celebrated like the Hispanic people celebrate it. We a ton of candy, trick or treat, all this other stuff, and we're gonna have a ton of candy and cake and cookies and all this other stuff and everything else, and all of that's garbage. Like I said, for my students, I'm gonna go find those real super healthy fruit snacks so they won't ever ask me for another prize. Right? And then guess what else is getting ready to come on? All the horror movies, right? There's I think I want to say science fiction channel. There's 31 days of horrible Halloween from October 1st to October 31st. You're gonna do that. Amazing. And so every day we sitting in there, we're taking in that garbage too. And for adults, what are we reading? What are we eating? What are we even taking in spiritually? So if we're looking at our diets, if we're looking at what we read, if we're looking at what it is, how our spiritual practices help us to be disciplined. And again, it was my fault that I was late this morning. I was undisciplined. I went to bed early because I was tired. No excuse though. Because one thing my brother over here has, he ain't been on my head, but he been on my head. He on time, 15, 20 minutes early. And I'm trying to follow that model again, right? Be to work early. Be to when we do our show, be here early. You know, today I was late. I didn't even wake up till late. So that's on me. But the model is don't waste time. You all were on here waiting before 9 o'clock, and I apologize to you for my tardiness because I couldn't get the motor running this morning. That's on me, right? Won't happen again. I already owe you. But what are we taking in? What are we feeding our children? What are we feeding our children? Go to church, you at church. Okay. What are we eating? What did our diets look like? Are we moving enough? Diabetes is the number one killer in the country, right? I just had one of my okay, Miss Gladys. You're on our show. We not on your show. Don't blink around, but no, we're not doing that. Well, go to church, baby, and go pray for us because we need it, and we're gonna pray for you too. Because if we pray together, we're gonna be good. But what are we taking in? What are we feeding ourselves? What are we eating in our household? When I'm home and my son is home, he hears the type of discussions that we're having right now. My daughters are home, they hear the type of discussions that we're having right now. When people come over and they visit, they hear that we have these types of discussions. What they do with them when they leave, I'm not sure, but they have these types of discussions. I've invited people on the show or to catch it later on so where they can hear these types of discussions to have them to think about what they're taking in their lives. Some people have changed, some people have not. I've got a young lady that I'm editing a book for that's going through a change, right? And she wrote a book and she wanted somebody to edit. She asked me, I said, I'll do it for her. I'll edit it for her. And it's listening to her go like, I finally figured out that the voice inside of me says I was taking in garbage and I don't have to take it in anymore. That's garbage in your relationships. That's garbage in your where you go to school at. That's garbage if you teach. That's garbage. That's garbage, period. If it doesn't suit you, you don't have to eat it. You don't have to share it. I've seen children that I know are going to grow up to be overweight, obese adults or young adults, and they're already cutting their life short. I get it that sometimes things happen. Sometimes there are medical issues. I get that. But if you're 9, 10 years old, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, you shouldn't be weighing over 200 pounds or look like you're weighing over 200 pounds. That's not a medical issue. That's not a get up. That's a get up and not moving issue. You have a blessed day as well. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. That means I'm sitting there either on the game or on my phone or whatever, and I'm just eating, and I'm eating to be pacified, to pacify something else, and I'm only a kid. It's not healthy and it's not good to watch a person that's small can hardly fit in an airplane seat already. And that's across the board. There we go. There we go. Okay. Sister Yogi G said changing your habits to represent sustainable living practices is a form of resistance and resilience. I see where you're going with the lesson. So sometimes that means I was talking to my niece, and she lives in South Carolina, and she was talking about she was going to look for collard. So that means she's been doing some gardening. Where Yogi G lives at in DC, they got a community garden there. There used to be some community gardens around here. I'm not sure how much they were because there's a program, if they're still around and or available. But there used to be a program, and you could grow stuff in buckets. Just get those buckets from Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight Tools, wherever, Meyer, wherever you are, and they got those little buckets, and you can grow stuff out of buckets. My niece grew like 35, 40 pounds of potatoes last year out of buckets. That's not difficult because what we do is we unplug from the mainstream maniacal conduct because you don't have, okay, well, Halloween's coming, whatever, and you know the aisle's been filled with candy since the 1st September. Aisle's been filled with candy. You go in the store and there's candy, and I went into Home Depot in Burton, around the corner from here, 2 weeks ago. They had Halloween stuff up already. So when kids see that, um, what's the first? They're taking that in too. And adults as well. Because some of us go, oh man, I remember that I was watching that type of stuff in my childhood or whatever, and that's cool. But guess what did it cause you to start thinking about? And then what are you offsetting it with? It's cool to participate in some of that stuff. You have your little parties and all that other stuff, and that's cool. But what are you offsetting that with some other reality? So that you offset the garbage that you take in? Oh, people like horror movies. Cool, go watch them. That's fine. But what else are you reading to offset that insanity? If you go to most of the stores, and I think the last time I went to a Walmart or a couple weeks ago, I look on the shelves of all of the movies, a few comedies, everything's murder, death, kill, horror. And the insanity is we like to be scared. Scares to death. But you're not doing anything for life on the other side of that. What are you doing spiritually? What are your spiritual practices that give you life? What are your reading habits that give you life? What are your eating habits that give you life? Beautiful. Appreciate you, Mr. Bird. Enjoy your day at your morning at church. Hopefully they feed you. Appreciate that, Sister Yogi. If you could share that video, that'd be great. So we have to change what we're taking in. We have to change because the output is the HIV stuff. And I'm not talking about AIDS virus or whatever. The hood infected virus is what we put out when we taking the garbage in. And that's all we're taking in. We're not offsetting it with things that are life sustaining. Because if you're not offsetting anything that's life sustaining, then what you're doing is garnering death. My brother over here, even with his injury, he goes to the gym every day. Every morning I get a notification, 4 or 5 o'clock, he up. I try and follow that. Some days it works, some days it don't. But at least what I try and do is get to move before I go to work. because I know I got to deal with children. What we put in our bodies that is toxic is no different than what we put in our bodies. No, my brother, I intend to feed them. Excellent. Say it. Because that hmm, that typic really truly goes both ways. It's not just one way. Some people just have the idea that the the teachings only go one way. No, they don't. They go both ways. Because we act like we don't know too. That's crazy that we use the sheep as a identifier and we act like the sheep don't know nothing. Oh, the only thing the sheep's supposed to do is just go out there, graze, and be led to slaughter. No, the sheep knows stuff too. It's been turned into something docile, but if you let them alone for a while, guess what? There's no different than the pig. You leave the pig alone after a while and let him go out in the wild, he becomes a boar. And he becomes a cleaner animal than the way he's being fed right now. Not only are what you eat, but you are what you take in. You are what you drink. You are what you see. You are what you read. Those are all of the things that we take in. All right. So what I'm saying is it's the totality of things, whether it be mental, whether it be physical, whether it be spiritual, and any other thing that we take in. Right? So when you go into the store, the propaganda is, okay, we got Halloween coming up. They got costumes out, they got decorations up, they got candy out, and all this other stuff. So guess what? Kids, party time, especially for the kids. Well, adults too. But we get an opportunity to be children again for a minute, right? My man, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. On point. No, don't apologize, bro. You good. We got you. We know where you're coming from. I don't understand, and I'm not picking on anybody, that when you go to hear the word, that people don't study what it is that's being said. I'm just taking it in without doing any reflection on it, mulling around in my mind, see how it's applicable to me, and then having questions asked of what was said. As a teacher, I want my students to be able to ask me, even as young as they are, ask questions. But when you listen to much of what comes out of their mouths, even at second and third grade level, it's HIV stuff, because that's where people want them to be. So it's very clear that there's no other medication given in their environment, because you can see how they conduct themselves. You see how they listen to how they talk. There's a slight underlying threat even to little kids. And I've seen that happen a couple of times where I've had to check it already. And I'm like, look, man, y'all too small for that. But this is what they grow up in. HIV. It's in their home. So they're not getting anything to offset that. Absolutely. Yeah, because Brother Bird said, because people are conditioned not to, and some are there because they're looking for something that they can benefit from. But you also have to do the work while you're there in order to make sure that whatever you're looking for, whatever food you're taking in, whether you hear it, see it, taste it, read it, is going to be a benefit to you. If you're just there, open mouth, open mind, then you take in whatever's being said and you're still searching. No problem. What I'm saying is being able to have a focus. Okay, so if I'm dealing with cramps, let's say, as a fairly still decent athlete, you know, then I got to figure out, is it from not getting enough potassium? Is it not enough magnesium? Is it not enough, whatever, salt, whatever, not enough water? There are 4 or 5 things to say, okay, you worked out, you walked in the yard, you cut grass yesterday, and now you're cramping up. Where does it come from? Am I not taking in enough water? Is my water intake too low? Is it this? Is it that? What is it? What is it? Why are you having these issues? And then we have to, okay, well, let's try all of it without saying, oh, I've got cramps, let me go to the doctor. And I'm not saying to not go to the doctor, but how come you're not trying to be your own doctor first? There's definitely enough information out here for us to be able to figure out what's going on with us before we end up going over there. And they talking about something completely different than what you absolutely need. Even the Hippocratic Oath, which they adopted from Africanists, from Imhotep, the real one, from Alkebulan, because we're going to stop calling it Africa. We're going to call it what its real name is. The Hippocratic Oath comes from Imhotep. And Imhotep was says, physician, heal thyself. He wasn't talking about going to no doctor. He talking about you. If I'm very clear that Skittles not good for me, what is it I'm supposed to do with Skittles? Eat one every once in a while? How about get rid of them and don't eat them no more? I know that. And I'm not talking about, hey man, I'm gonna wait. All right.
Sound went out by accident.
Okay.
Good.
All right, we back. All right, thank you. Can y'all hear me? All right. So if you had to practice before a game, we practice one thing over and over and over and over and over again in order to make sure we got it right, right?
Right. Practice.
It's called practice, but they're not practicing because every person is different, genetically different, spiritually different. But how come you're not practicing your own and on your own about you first? At least, hey, look, doc, I've got these symptoms of this, and these are some. When I did some of my own research, these are some things that I might possibly have. So, what are some remedies? We're not sitting around here 4 or 5 hours, bro. I'm not waiting on you that long. I've come in, I've done some research based upon these symptoms. These symptoms may point to 1, 2, or 3 things. I need you to check them out so I can get up out of here. What's a remedy? And what's a natural remedy first? They're never going to give you a natural remedy because the natural remedy means you take money out of their pockets. You take money out of pharmaceuticals' pockets. But here's the crazy part. The pharmaceuticals will go to nature in order to find a remedy for something and then turn around, add some other stuff, which causes some other things to happen, right? So the new big thing is this Ozempic where people take a shot. You take a shot and it turns off some receptors for people to lose weight. And there are people that I know that have health issues, right? And so they can't, they may not be able to work out. They may not be able to move. So that's one of the, but if you can, if you're mobile and you can move, get up and move. Get up and move. Walking every day. Shadow boxing every day, 2, 3 minutes a day with a water bottle in your hands. That helps move stuff. That helps get the heart rate up. That helps flush the body out, right? What are you reading? So, okay, I'm going to watch Frankenstein. Cool, no problem. But I'm going to go read Blueprint for Black Power by Dr. Amos Wilson. I'm going to read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm going to go watch Black Watch with Brother Mick and Brother Elliott. No, brother, what they're doing is practicing. Good morning, Mr. Behringer. Good morning, Mr. Bird. They're practicing because it's called they're practicing medicine because no person, they got it right. They can't get it right. They can't say every case study is different than law because even lawyers lie and they'll twist what the law is in order to, even with cases that show it's very clear that this is what is, they'll twist up stuff in order to get a benefit. And that's typically to get paid. But what are we taking in? Because we see the results of what has been, what we're putting out. We see every day what the results are of what we're putting out. Whether we go look in schools, whether we go look in our communities, whether we go look in our homes, whether we look in our families. So are we putting out good things or are we putting out garbage? Are we taking in trash and then letting it be trash when we put it out? Well, then that's our fault. And I'm not saying I'm different than somebody else or whatever, but I know what we put in to our families. We have results on the other side of that. What are the results on the other side? Are we sending to school if we have great school grade children? Are we sending to school the best version of our children, regardless of what else is going on? Because I'm clear. I'm in the system. I know what it's like. Every teacher ain't right. Every other student ain't right. Every parent ain't right, whatever. But what are we sending? What are we sending? And how are we covering them? And that's the most important thing is what are we demanding of them when they come home, regardless of the chaos of the environment that they leave and go to. We are clear that the outside of our domicile is insanity. But what are you sending out? And then when they come home, how are you decompressing them? And Mr. Bird, Brother Bird, what we have to do though is this one thing we don't do is we just take the medicine without investigating what it does. We never read the the fine print when they send you that paper, and there's a paper inside of the bag with the medicine that we should read, but we don't. We never do. We just take it because we're supposed to trust someone that doesn't really truly have our best interest at heart. We're something to practice on and practice with. We have something to be cured. That is our job to cure. It's my job to make sure I'm straight. If my brother Mick comes and say, hey, man, I got such and such going on with my hand. I don't know what this. Hey, let me look this up real quick. It could be this or this or this. How do we treat it? Well, they got these medicines, but this medicine says this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, that will happen. But before that, let's try this. People that suffer with this thing called gout, and it comes from the types of food that you eat, either alcohol or it's some seafoods cause it. First thing you should do before you go to the doctor talking about I got pain in my joints and my lower extremities, because typically it happens in the hands and or the feet, but most of the time the feet, because we're up and gravity drags the stuff down into our foot joints. Drink tart cherry juice. It's bitter, but the shot for pain is worse because then it's got side effects. Or they may give you a prednisone, which is a steroid. And guess what? Now you're going to gain this other weight. And you don't know why you're gaining weight. And you have no clue the reason why you're gaining weight, because this prednisone is a steroid. So it's holding in water and it's holding in all this other stuff. And it's making sure that you're bloated up and bigger and you gain a whole bunch of weight and you don't know why. And we're not even going to the gym to use that steroid to build muscle so that it'll help fight the gout off, right? But the tart cherry juice, what it does is thank you very much, my brother, Dr. Lila O. Africa, right? He wrote a book called African Holistic Health. But what the tart cherry juice does is it pushes the uric acid. See, now y'all making me sound like I know what I'm talking about. It pushes and pulls the uric acid out of the joints, especially when it takes place in the toe, the big toe. All right. Either left side or right side. When it takes place in the foot, and especially the big toe is going to be first to be attacked. Why? Because the big toe is what holds our balance. The big toe is what holds our balance. So it takes place there. And from there, it starts to pull and push the uric acid out of the system, and it gets expelled through the kidneys. But it also, tart cherry juice breaks the uric acid crystals down so that it doesn't penetrate the kidneys and damages the kidneys and or cause kidney stones. Beets, and Sister Anna from DC asking, what about beets? Other than the fact that they taste like dirt to me, if you pair it with some apples, what it does is it's a blood cleaner. So with beets, that helps clear the liver out and help the liver to remove any fats or anything in the liver in order to help it function properly. And like I said, I don't like it because it tastes like dirt. But it's not that they're not good. They just taste like dirt. I couldn't even remember when my parents were living and they would eat pickled beets and I wouldn't eat them because they taste like dirt in a jar. And I wasn't going to eat it. Now, I've heard that if you peeled the skin off and took the root off and the stem off, that it tastes different, but I don't know. I ain't tasted no different. But they do have dry beet powder that may do the same thing. I'm not sure.
And this is for gout, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So that's a simple natural remedy. You see your toe turning red and it's swollen, and you can feel this pain in that toe. Tart cherry juice. Apples, cucumber, celery, beets, ginger, turmeric, and a little pinch of black pepper that activates the turmeric will help as well. But it's like a total body detox. Now I don't know how we slid off into there, But because we still talking about what garbage we taking in, but that don't mean that you can go back and once you get it under control, you go back to drinking and start to eat seafood because it's going to do is make it worse when it comes back. Oh yeah, I drunk the cherry juice, or I'm gonna take a bottle of cherry juice with me when I go over to Red Lobster and I'm gonna have the shrimp dish. No, that's dumb. You know, already fixed the situation once. Why would you go back to what caused you the pain in the first place? That don't make sense. Why would you go back to the same thing? And that's the same thing in relationships. That's the same thing in everything. If you take the garbage in, you're gonna get garbage out. Period. That's how it goes. If you take garbage in, you're gonna have garbage coming out. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't change. We have to change how we operate, regardless of what goes in the chaos of the world. Because ain't nobody coming to save you but you. It's our job to make sure that we become the buffalo with the horns out so that the calves can have an opportunity. Reading books. And it's okay to read stuff for fun. I'm not saying everybody got to do, well, we froze up. Are we good? Oh, there we go. I don't say everybody got to sit around there and read. I read stuff for fun too. Kind of, every once in a while. No, I really don't. Because it's got to have some depth and some meaning to it for me, or I'm not going to read it. But that's different level of scholarship that we have. Most of the time, B. Marie, when people go to the library, they go in there to be able to use the computers. Um, they go in there to use the computers and play on games and don't touch books or go even through the books at all. Yeah, Miss Anna, Sister Anna, hey, because whose romance is they talking about? Because even if you have black writers that write romance novels, they write them like they for somebody else, not for us, because they don't have a clue what our culture's like and what our culture's about. So the only thing they really do is write HIV stuff, hood infected virus stuff, and claim that it's black romance. No, it's not. But hey, they make your money how you make your money. I don't fund it. Y'all, other people do. Anything you got to add, big bro?
Huh?
Anything you got to add? You want to add?
No, I'm good. I was letting you go ahead. You know, I'm gonna get with you on Tuesday.
Okay. Oh.
I wasn't gonna hold you up. I was letting them for this black watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we got to change that, man. We got to change that, and we got to stop following trends and listen to people that don't mean nothing to us. You better than I am, sis, because I can't. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I got to find some way to not to make it taste like dirt. Yeah. Well, we got to change how we operate, family. We do. Sister Yogi said that doing that is resistance and resilience. And it's about what we need to be doing for us. And that's it. For our children, like I said, to see a kid get on the airplane and he can't fit and he ain't know he's less than 10.
I see where you're
going. Right?
With the young lady from down in Detroit, Dank DeMoss.
Man, bro.
I didn't know where you was going.
I didn't want to say much about that, but I don't understand how she figured that I can, in the law, once again, this frivolous lawsuit, that you're going to sue somebody for saying, I'm not gonna mess my vehicle up, whether it's mine or it's from Lyft or whoever it's from or whatever that whole situation is. That you can't fit in here. But did you order a larger vehicle? An extra, you should have ordered an exercise or extra large vehicle, exercise vehicle. They got them. You can do it. I just saw somebody do that because of all this material that they had when I went to my little vacation in DC. They had stuff that they were there to sell as a vendor, and they ordered a truck.
I agree with you. I just think we in a culture where I think they started a, and I see. I don't want to piss nobody off, but it's this culture with how society is. You can just be whatever. No, because for one, I'm not knocking nobody because I'm overweight. But what I'm saying is, when you get to the obesity stage, like you were saying earlier, you do need to get just 30 minutes of walking. You know what I'm saying? Just get out and walk. Cause I seen, and I'm not trying to knock her, but I seen she was doing the show when she feels she couldn't even get
She
up.
couldn't. You can't get up. And I'm not. And then she'll tell people that she still get men, and I'm not knocking that either. But man, no.
Well, I'm looking on here where I see B. Marie said she got paid. I don't know how she got paid from the
How?
lawsuit. That shouldn't have been like that. But you know what? In the society we live in, remember you can be considered whatever you want to be now. Remember, you can go non-binary, and it's not to knock nobody. I'm just saying, but when you start playing into these different schisms, this is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Even when she did her show at the Breakfast Club, I think that they had to bring a couch.
They had to
or
bring a
something.
couch in there in
Yeah.
order for her to sit
Yeah,
on. And then they made fun of her, and she didn't get it.
Nah, cause she don't. And like she said, she see in her mind, she see herself as, but in reality is,
Wait, wait a minute. So in my mind, I'm 6'7" and I'm dunking at 62. I'm 6'11.
But you see how when you come in with these different things, like, don't get me wrong, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with Trump on what he doing. You know what I'm saying? But this is how you can't knock how people want to run their society. If some of this stuff they don't want in it, you know, somewhere you're gonna have to meet in the middle.
The other part about that is, do we have to entertain that garbage?
Personally, if it was me, I wouldn't entertain it. Like,
Right.
listen, you're not gonna get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna. I wouldn't entertain it. But we in a situation like, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to knock nobody because I don't want people to come after me. But you got transgenders, right? And they talking about fires bathrooms. It should be 3 bathrooms. No, it should be man, woman, transgender. But people gonna get mad if I say that.
No.
Like why it shouldn't be.
No.
I'm just saying. But
okay, go ahead.
just
Go
so
ahead.
you won't run into no problems.
Right, because then you accommodate them too.
Right.
Now, when they claim that they want to go to the women's bathroom,
Right.
I have a problem with that.
Right.
Because then if women are in there and you haven't fully quote unquote transitioned from your man, from being a man to a woman or whatever. So if you still have woman parts, you're transitioning to a man, go to the women's bathroom because you still got women parts. You haven't finished the full surgery yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a man and you're transitioning and you want to go to the women's bathroom, I have a problem with that because you still got man parts. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So no. And then what if you said like, well, we had a situation and we had to have a meeting about it when I worked at Mott. Mm-hmm. And there was a young man going through all of this late for class. Oh no, baby, you fine. And he made this big old hoopla about him being able to go to the women's bathroom. My youngest daughter, your niece, was here for the summer. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, that's fine. If he goes in that bathroom, my daughter goes in that bathroom, or they go, whatever they want to call themselves, them, they, whatever, mm-hmm. Go to the bathroom. My daughter goes to the bathroom. I'm going in there too because I don't trust it. I don't trust what might possibly happen.
And I think, and that's what I think. No, I agree. And that's what I think. Some, parts of society is not just going to go for it. So you need to accommodate people. Like you got some parents who didn't want their kids going playing dress up, boys playing dress, wearing a dress. society got to understand this too. Like you got people who old school who not going for it. You can't just force it on. I'm not listen. I'm just saying to accommodate everybody, man, woman, and if you want to have a, we just have a third. Is it gonna hurt to build a third
Well,
bathroom?
don't they have a third bathroom that said man, woman, and family?
You're
Where they
right.
got a changing station in
Right.
there.
That's what I'm
So then,
saying.
if you got that, then you can add another bathroom for people who are going through whatever this
Yeah.
transition
Why
is.
not just do it to you know what I'm saying? Do it for people who not with the program, and you cannot be mad.
No,
Just go ahead and do that. That's not separating, like you said. If you ain't made the transition, you shouldn't be able to. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't did the fully wuss and that, just because this is what you getting into, you get into a cultural difference, not a culture war. Let me
right,
say culture war because you got some people who with it, some people who not, and there's not a bigger majority who with it. So
right.
I'm just saying, since we like to accommodate anyway, why not just do a third bathroom now?
And then therefore, what you do is you don't have people like me looking for reasons to say.
Facts.
Because I told them after during the meeting, I said, fine. So then for when I need to go to the bathroom, I'm gonna wait till one of y'all go to the bathroom, right? And then I'm gonna go to the bathroom and say I'm transitioning right now. I said, no, you're not. You're going there because you play too much. No, well, okay. Well, what's the difference with him going to y'all bathroom?
But see, but these the games that they play where you can be whatever you want to be. They'll let your kid come in, act like it's a dog or something. Oh, you just gotta let them do that. You know
No,
what I'm
you
saying?
don't. See, that's dumb. We've lost that's the garbage in, garbage out, right? So we're taking in any garbage and letting garbage just be consumed for any reason,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Right. I agree with Deborah. I see what Deborah Luna said. I'll put it up here for you.
You know, and we can't do that because then that means if that anything.
And my thing is we shouldn't have to be being bullied if we not into that. Like I don't know who with nobody your choice, but don't bully me like I have to accept it.
That's the thing.
I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not like I respect everybody, but I still say this because I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I just feel like listen, if we're gonna have it, build a third bathroom.
Right. Don't force me
Yeah.
to take an idea that's not my idea because you're just going to force me to take it. Well, my position is this. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
When it's one of the persons that I work with, and there was a lot of women in the office that I work with because I was teaching, and I had when they go to the bathroom at that moment, I'm going to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
No, they looked at me and started laughing because you play too much. I said, well, y'all let him go in y'all bathroom or them or whatever you want to call. And that may not be the proper politically correct term or whatever. But if you ain't complete the whole process, you stuck in between. I said, so at this moment, I'm gonna be a woman. You can't go in the bath. Why not? Y'all let him come in there or whatever. She whatever they call. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, but see, you see how we get in how you like how certain things is. I just feel like this. Just build a third bathroom.
And it makes it easy.
And
that person can come over there, but
yeah.
stop playing garbage.
Yeah.
Stop playing the garbage in, garbage out, because that's what we're doing. We're playing the garbage in, garbage out. I don't care what you identify as. If you're a woman identifying as a man and you come in a man's bathroom, it is what it is. You understand that if you come in a man's locker room, you get what happens in the locker room. It is what it is. How we talk, how we do the whole deal. We're not going to change because you come in there. They didn't do it when they was doing reporters would go in and watch the men change, right?
Right.
And then eventually they had to change because they saw some of the women would come in there to stand in the shower or near the shower, waiting for the athletes to go and take a shower and come out. They didn't even let them wait till they change and get showered up, change at their locker. They in there naked, and you wanted to see.
But let's be honest, you got something like maybe you right on 90% of what you're saying, but you always gonna have that one gonna press the envelope. They coming in there naked purposely because really this is the locker room, like you say.
Why are you in here?
Right, like you should be. It should have a certain area Well, y'all press plays for y'all. Wait till the players get dressed, come out there presentable, but want to be the first ones. They want to be in the locker room, and to me, it's like they knew this was gonna happen anyway.
Right.
So you gonna have some who was like, who probably didn't want to be seen, but then you had some who was like, okay, since you want to play this, since y'all gonna be disrespectful, and then I'm gonna just come in and just get dressed in front of y'all.
Yeah, and that's it.
But that's what the locker room. If anybody know what the locker room, you play sports. You come out the shower, you might have your towel right there. You go to your locker. Just imagine in gym class.
Yeah.
If you took your shower, you come out. Like, that's how a locker room is.
And there we talk trash in there.
Facts.
And then here you come as a woman reporter, and you standing there watching me get undressed and dressed because you're not even giving me an opportunity to. So finally, they did do a thing where the press can't come in there anymore. Mm-hmm. But in the 70s and the 80s, they went in there, and some of the 90s, they went in there, women too.
Yeah.
They went in there watching the brothers take, the athletes take showers and getting undressed and changing out of the locker, out of their clothes from football or basketball, and then go in there to take a shower, and they standing there watching the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But look, that's how it is. Just think about it at the NFL draft. Don't you know it'd be reporters in there when they sitting up there watching these, these players or whatever as they
go through slavery.
Yeah, go through the, seeing them how they looking as they being, what I'm saying, body being measured, being
going through slavery.
Yeah, going through the whole they being body, because remember they're gonna inspect your whole body.
Going through slavery.
Yeah, and they said even you had to bend over and stuff. And
it's like in jail going through slavery.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Like, oh man. Like, this is some of the cruelest stuff. I get it, people do things, but man, listen, we in a dangerous society, man.
Yeah. And we're taking in garbage.
Yeah.
We're taking in garbage and we're putting out garbage.
And I agree with you, B. Marie. That's why I say it's always one person who will play the game with the John Cole situation.
Who was that?
Johnny Cole, remember the guy, he had infected over 40-something men. Then he came back and they let him back out and he's able to do it again. And he in court right now where they trying to, you know what I'm saying? I never seen nobody where it's not like,
wait a second. Wait.
Yeah, he's still
going
the
man.
Court. Yes.
Who slept with other men. I'm assuming.
Infected him with HIV without telling him.
The real HIV, not the one we
real AIDS.
Okay.
Yes.
He didn't say nothing about his medical condition.
No, he did not.
So therefore, then
he went to jail.
He went to jail because that's a federal offense. Yeah. And now he's back out.
He was out for a second. Remember, he just got jammed up for messing with kids. He infected some young kids.
So this is the garbage I'm talking about.
Yes.
This is the garbage I'm talking about. Well, this is Babylon.
Yeah.
This is Babylon. So we're talking about trying to do
Sodom and Gomorrah.
The real man. We're not talking about trying to look back and watch the place burn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We're not trying to look back and become a pillar of salt. We're not trying to look back and see that's a different level of cleanliness that I'm talking about when we're talking about garbage in, garbage out. Right?
Yeah.
Because that person could very well have lost his life for doing that. Meanwhile, you got 40 men, almost 50 people, including the new group of people who are the young people that now have a life sentence.
And they talk about giving this man 10 to 12 years, and he's been fighting this case for the longest, and he already got 2 years served. Then they was they're finna let him out on bond with a coinky dink until public made an outcry. How was he even up for that? Like, his should be, you already see him.
I'm going to ask a real controversial question.
Let's go with
it. What color is he?
Black.
Oh. So they don't care that he's infecting people in our community.
He was rolling with the mayor. He was rolling with
some
of the school. Yeah.
Whoa, bro. Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah. You must ain't know the story.
No, I don't know the story.
See,
I do know a Johnny Cole.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that it was him.
Yes. You didn't see him.
Good. Oh my God, bro. No way.
Yes. I had a podcast. I got to give shout out to Kevin Tate when he was going out telling people what it was. This man, and you see how they keeping it kind of up under. The mayor didn't get in trouble for him. He was even up at some of the, allegedly, he was able to come to some of these schools. He was rolling with the school board member.
Bro. My goodness, bro.
Like, yeah, I'm trying, brother Elliott. If you go back, look at it, terrible. It was people defending him. Like I say, like you seeing stuff going on now. They defend wrong. They don't care. And he came up with a high-powered lawyer.
Oh my God.
Allegedly. He getting help.
Where have I been? Well,
yeah, all the stuff that you see, all this been going on. This been going on since, and he was able to be let loose back on the inner city, on the poor community. And it's taking them this long to convict him. Anywhere else this would have happened, they would have been arrested. The key would have been threw away. You already showing that when you did this with older men, then you came back. And I get it. Some of the parents probably didn't want to go to trial. Had individuals come up there to do that, but to see he's showing a pattern. You still will get people. You still will get people a disease, a walking biohazard that was able to come in and move in the political system, infected children. And you see how the court system playing?
Because they don't care. So let me apologize for not. When I heard of the stories, I didn't put the 2+2 together to think it was here. So that's on me. Mm-hmm. Because I do know a brother named Johnny Cole, and we went to school together. But yeah. And so I was like, I've seen the Flint.
Yeah, he had a nonprofit putting coats on kids. He was able. Oh man,
no way, no. Oh my God.
Yes. Bro. And that didn't hurt the mayor. It didn't hurt none of the people that he was rolling with, the mayor crew that was defending him. Oh my God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Same guy's articles, the same guy that affected people. Man, listen, Miss Odie, good morning to everybody. If I didn't say it to y'all, you know this brother brother Elliott. I was letting brother Elliott cook.
Man, yeah. Then he threw something else on there, on the grill that I didn't even.
Yeah, you didn't know this is Flint. We ain't talking about. We talk about Flint. See, look at this, Deborah Luna. I put it on the screen. This is where he got his attorney from. It said award-winning defense attorney from Lapeer Court appointed dipped into a job at the AG office, allegedly.
I need y'all to do me a favor. I need somebody to send me somehow. And I think some of y'all might have my information. If you do, I don't care as long as you ain't on no crazy stuff. But whether it's on social media or whatever, send me this information because I just totally didn't think that it took place here.
Yeah, that was here, brother.
Wow.
That was here. Ain't no such thing as guilty by association here.
No.
And when people, the mayor, he tried to swipe his Facebook page off the pictures and stuff. He was at all the fundraisers. Man, the man, show you how rough this dude was. He had Weaver signs in the back of his truck where he was pulling them up because he was like a bully for the mayor. This Clark was finna fight up at the school board when he was trying to, he was talking junk. Him and one of the school board members was talking junk to one of the teachers. Yeah, and Clark had to step in. This how they was using him to try to bully people around here. A biohazard.
I'm making notes right now so I can look this up for me.
Yeah, and it's diabolical that this guy could sit right up here and you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is what the mayor picked some hellified people he got rolling on his squad, but he helps his people. Cause I'm still trying to figure out. I think the guy been in there almost 2 years or 2 years. It ain't sound shit. You know what I'm saying? I done seen people get convicted with less evidence.
Yeah, I know somebody that got 256 years for doing that.
See, you see,
but he wasn't sick, but he was just doing. stuff that he shouldn't have been doing.
I just put Deborah Luna comment up on here. It says Swanson said worst case of grooming. Gus bust on the 15-year-old.
15?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This what this dude did.
Okay,
He
y'all
was
got
young.
if y'all any about Facebook or Instagram, whatever, send that to me. Cause I completely thought that was somewhere else.
No, right in Flint Town, right in Flint Town. You see all these people, and somehow he gets help like the rest of the mayor cronies. You can do any wrong, he getting help. Now, why is this taking so long to lock this dude up?
Tanya Jones.
Yeah, one of them too. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanya Jones be fighting on that. Just go check it out. I'm telling you, brother, here.
Wow. So once again, that goes back to taking. We have to be more diligent about surrounding the calves with the buffalo and pointing the horns on the outside. Because if that had been mine, there would have been a different trial, bro. I ain't gonna hold it up.
Man, you had people putting it out here, and they was saying, "Oh, they lying on him." People was putting it out here on them. It said release spring 23, ghost bus fall of 24.
That's nuts.
Like and what about the men that didn't come out there and say that they messed with him? You know,
yeah, because those people probably would have lost positions and all kind of other stuff.
And then you don't know about, even with these, you got some parents who probably don't even, it's just downright where you give somebody, and it's like he was able to move around and did not say nothing. And all the mayor do, you just call yourself removing your pictures. But people got a lot of his pictures on Facebook. Woo. And you mean to tell me the pictures that they was on
let me start looking up stuff.
Like he was at the mayor's ball. Well, you know, the mayor people ain't gonna have it on there.
Right. It's all right. Well,
he tried to.
That's crazy.
It's just so diabolical, man. And they still ain't did, but only in Flint.
Well, but see, here's the thing, and this is probably the reason why I missed it. Because I've heard of, though, you always hear about that type of stuff some other place, right? Mm-hmm. And that was my assumption, that it wasn't that. So basically what I did, and you're right, where's she at? What she say she got on my head real quick. Miss Kendricks said, where you been? Because you hear about that stuff happening in other places. Because I just missed it. My fault. Because that's not typically where I have my focus at anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that was on me. That's on me all day.
But see,
whoa.
Oh yeah, he was rolling with, like, that's what I'm saying. Them people was rolling with him.
Because I heard y'all mention John Cole before, but it wasn't. I'm thinking that y'all talking
fighting that story.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, independent. I got to give props to the other brother. Rest his soul, he's not here no more. But like I say, we was doing it heavy. Flint After Dark was doing it heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, but we were the only really the ones who was hollering it. Wasn't nobody else hollering it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when they can, quiet you out, just look at city council. It won't be on YouTube no more.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
Said it was optional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
means no.
Yeah. So it's basically like they quiet. They quiet. They putting a lid on the noise.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You think to give you a better example. They got the first ward councilman residency fraud, allegedly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, they got him, right? You know what the state said?
I saw that.
The state put it back, said no. It's on.
I saw that.
It's on Davina.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the rumblings is around here?
Mm.
Davina don't want to mess with it. She's scared to lose her job.
Man, this is crazy.
I'm just saying that she not in council tomorrow.
Right.
She could easily go back and deal with that, because all of the PPOs he was putting on the council people, the first
Right, because
ward,
I saw that
and
he
he was
said
using
something
the
for
address.
Fifth Ward.
Even
Yeah.
at the time, his baby mama was saying they were staying together. Now he might have switched his address up now, allegedly, but even she came, and now she didn't come, but when she did her report, whatever happened through their case, that he was staying there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the Fifth Ward council person said that he got to put a PPO on her, right?
No, six. It was six.
Six
Ward.
Ward.
Yeah, and it put the address out there.
Yeah, and put the address on there.
Yeah, and it's like, and you asking Davina, like everybody want to be like Davina. We gotta keep, you know what I'm saying? Like Davina to do her job. Davina gonna do her job. What she been doing, ain't doing it. Because if she do that, you know what that mean? David Layton might have to do his job.
Yeah.
This how you force somebody to do their job.
Yeah.
But then if you do that, you swing back around, you get Liddell, because Liddell wasn't here for a whole year when she signed that and ran for the second ward. And then you got to come back and get 21, because he wasn't living in that house in the third ward that they say he living in, allegedly. No water, no power. So how you living in the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but the Davina let that slide.
And Davina is
the city clerk.
City clerk, okay. Oh,
yeah.
She took over
Inez
Brown's job.
But now Inez, it was up on the Inez watch that Liddell got the slide in, not living here a whole year. You know what I'm saying? But it's under, it was up under Davina watch with 21 and the councilman in the first ward.
Okay.
Them people not staying there. But from what I'm hearing in the streets, the rumblings that she don't want to lose her job. If she do that, she gonna lose her job. My thing is, if you get 5 votes, 6 votes, get her out of there.
And the other part about that is sometimes it's worth sacrificing that. Period.
Right. She don't want to do her job. She don't want to do her job.
Okay.
Oh, it said Deborah Luna said he got all the tea on his phone per Swanson. If Swanson got all the tea on John Cole's phone, so but people got to understand what politics is. People will hold dirt on you, hold something over your head till they get what they want.
Yeah, because it's about you. If you wash my hand, I'm gonna wash yours.
Yeah,
it's not about what. Once again, we talked about this, and see, this is the garbage in stuff.
Facts.
This is the garbage in stuff where people are not being held accountable and not doing their job. Right? Yeah. This is the garbage in stuff. So then you have somebody and I'm still not clear the reason why, if I don't attack you, what you got a PPO on for me?
Because they was putting they started getting pictures of where he was staying at the house he was at. So he was assuming, I'm guessing, that he felt like these people were snooping.
It don't matter. I didn't attack you. I didn't stalk you. I didn't cause you no threat.
But the thing is, you finna mess up what we got going on. We've been able to steal millions allegedly through this voting. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? We able to steal millions.
So then when the new vote comes up you already know where we going.
They praying for 26, man. But no, you can handle this shit now. You already been seeing the mayor been mismanaging money, right? This the time to make it right. Davina, do your fucking job. You already see residency fraud. You sent it to the state. The state sent it back down to you, telling you do your job. The state don't want to do the job because he getting help from up there.
They state didn't do their job when they was killing people with water.
Right, and it's like you going. So
how you figure they gonna do anything now with this shit?
And this is what you do when the state threw it back. Say, hey, it's on you to do it. This your job.
Go do it. Do your damn job.
But then you hearing rumblings out here.
Oh, you lose your job, sue for it.
But you know what I'm saying? But you know what people gonna say? This how she feed her family.
Okay, that's fine. But guess what? If she being right, then you support her, right? Yeah. So then we don't have no more garbage.
Right.
So if so now, see, there we go. And it went from something personal to something bigger. So if we're worried about her feeding her family, right, but we should be more concerned about her doing right, having a right and righteous position in order to make sure that things are right in the city,
right,
and right and righteous in the city. Then, God damn it, you go help her out instead of sitting there saying, "Let's go do her job." She can't do her job because she's fearful of losing her job. Well, then guess what? You do your job. If something happens, we'll support you, and then we'll make sure you get your job back. And we'll go. If you have to go be a whistleblower and attack other people, God damn it, go do it. That's your job.
And that's the point I was been trying to make when I've been hearing, you know what I'm saying, the little rumblings out here saying she's scared to lose her job. First of all, you need 6 votes. You get his ass off that.
Yeah,
that,
you ain't got 6 votes.
Right. Yeah, they won't have 6 votes. But you sitting up here playing like how Inez did, but they forced Inez's ass out.
Yep, they did.
I don't care what nobody say.
Nope,
and Quincy done my cousin. He my cousin. They sat up there. I seen when they put that play down, they want the car say, and Eric Mays, Eric Mays really busted open. They wanted her gone. Then you got, but they really didn't want Davina, but they let Davina be in there. See, Davina doing the get along, going with the go along, but get along with the go along. But my thing is, what if you get another mayor in? Let's say Neely Lou, but you get another mayor in. All the stuff that y'all letting this man, what you gonna think the next one gonna come in and say?
Well, here's the other part about that. If the machine is already behind wherever it's at, whoever get in, they just gonna sit in the seat and just get paid like everybody else
and do the same thing.
So they're not looking from the sounds of it. They're not looking from what it looks like, not the sounds of it, from what it is. They're not looking. They're still looking to have garbage in, garbage out. Right. So if we have people that are there that are not doing the right job for the residents, and we know that they're not.
Right.
Okay. And if people, because of our apathy,
right,
people are not there to make a change, and people on the outside, the residents, are not looking to force people to make a change, then you still get the same, right? Absolutely. You still get the same thing. So mayor win or lose, you get somebody else come in, they still gonna fill a seat and they still got to follow the same policy. That's no different than the presidency. Even though it looks like he's not following, he's doing whatever he wants to. Right. It's always been do whatever you want to.
But you can stop him. If she did this on residency right now, you know how you would stop people? If Davina handled her business with this first ward residency stuff, I bet you the next people won't play it.
Right.
The next person, because you know what they're going to see? Oh, you finna go to jail.
Well, see, here's the thing. So therefore, you have to grow, and I know it's a woman, you have to grow some balls and say, look, go ahead on. I got fired too. Because it ain't like you ain't got something on somebody else.
Right. Would be, I agree with you.
Okay.
Because then you can sue the city. Because I did make a question like, well, she could sue. Who want to wait for 3 years? Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I wouldn't care.
But the thing that you could do is you would put foot to ass. If she did that residency stuff, because a lot of stuff Davina let go down, and Davina got to take blame for this. Like when Delegate Sandy got arrested and her daughter, some people wouldn't have went to jail if Davina would have told her, "They'll know, hold up, you ain't got control of this." Really, when you didn't elect no new officers of the court, Davina should have been chairing the meetings. See, that's why Davina ass need to be sued for playing games. The residents need to sue her to make her do her fucking job. Because what you will get, just say the next team get up in there, then just say they not Neely, say Neely lose, and you get other people up in there. Then his side gonna be like, oh, Davina need to do this. No, you can't holler now. Right. Because she wasn't doing it when this team was up in here. And that's what I mean. If you want to get this shit together now, Davina better step up. That clerk office can make a lot of stuff right.
Yeah, because the clerk office is the second most powerful office in the city next to the damn mayor.
And you can
she can sometimes override him.
Man, she can handle his ass right now, but she
she ain't. Let me tell you what. When Miss Brown was doing her thing, when she was really doing her thing, the clerk's office was tight as hell down there. I don't know how that fell off. Maybe it's because she got older and a little tired, right?
But it's still stuck in the goddamn age. It's like it's 1960. It's supposed to have been upgraded.
Right. Well, you talking about what it looked like on the inside?
No, I'm talking about the voters' role should be up. It shouldn't be having all. Listen, man, it ain't them. Do you know they got absentee ballots going to houses don't even stand there no more?
Yeah, I heard
so
that.
Before, why the voter roll call ain't been updated? And this was up on Inez Brown watch.
Right. So
let's be honest. See, now, this what I'm saying. Inez Brown, no. See, I can't give it, and I'm glad you brought, I can't give her no pass. See, Inez Brown caused a lot of this madness, too.
No, I'm saying what I knew Miss Brown from before.
You see,
Now,
but
that was a long time ago too.
Okay.
Now things change and
Indeed.
people change.
Indeed.
Yeah, okay, well then, hey,
because
I can only give her credit for what I knew from before. I can't give her credit for what the hell's going on now and what she handed off to somebody else.
No, how you might have started might have been she might have been pure.
Man,
but
she
how
was on
she
point
ended,
before. Yeah, okay.
it wasn't so pure.
No,
I'm talking
but
about politically.
See, now this is what now I'm gonna throw a curveball and a sinker at my brother. Because that's because no, that's my fault too. I need to sit down, and I'm going to sit down and talk to my brother so I can make sure I have all the facts. Mr. Herbert Cleves, God rest his soul, used to make me come down and we would talk about this stuff all the time. So I'm really going back on what I remember, not what's going on now. You understand what I'm saying? So that's on me. Yeah. So even when I went to the one council meeting that was a couple weeks ago, and I saw the council vote down these people who had no paperwork and they just wanted money. Like, we're just gonna walk up here and ask for money and then not give you no reason why and not give you a budget. And they stood there and argued with them for like 20 minutes until they was like, no, we shut that down, get out of here. But so I'm gonna make it a point to get the full picture from Brother Mickey and Sister Winters so that I can be much more clear about who plays what roles in our city. So I don't want to make blatant statements about stuff, but I want to go ahead on and make sure that we're very clear and on point about what we're saying.
No,
is that fair?
But you know what? See, to me is, don't get me wrong. I said down, I'll be sitting down. I ain't gonna get their names out, but I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna just use the word OGs.
Right.
I listened to them.
Right.
She knew where the bones was buried at, Miss Arnez.
Of course.
She knew how to play. Yeah, she knew how to play the game. And that's why she was in that clerk office for so long. Because she knew from when she got appointed there. See, my thing is sometimes we get confused, like we don't understand we on the plantation.
Right.
She was still on the plantation playing the plantation game. Because on her way out, you know what she gonna say when she realized they forced her out? We need to start doing better. But my thing with her was, and this what this what me and the councilwoman from the 6th Ward be battling, because she called it the jewel of Flint. I don't. Mm-hmm. She is a nice woman. I done seen her out in public. But what I'm saying in this political game, you allowed a person to sit in that seat that wasn't there. And this ain't, she didn't just do this by choice. You thought Arnett, when Liddell, she know the charter probably back and forth.
Back man shit.
Don't you know she know you got to be there for a whole year and she let that slide? What made her overlook that and let that slide?
I'm getting out.
No, this is before she was getting out. What would make her make that slide? Because she was cool with with probably different administration. Neely was coming in, so she like, I might have did favors for other administrations that came in. I let they people get in and let it slide. And you see what I'm saying?
But that's politics, though.
Yeah, but but what you did was look how she was straight. You got your pension, but what about the people who pension can't afford to stay here? What about them? See, when you let these type of things go down, and this wasn't the first time. I can't think about the other guy that didn't stay. He was in that didn't stay. Was it Freeman or something? I mean, I don't want to get the person that he didn't stay here. That to go down, but see, this is up on the Inez Brown watch, and that's what I'm saying. So, was you cool with both sides, or was you cool with the money people?
You gotta play both sides anyway.
Yeah, you do gotta play it, but that's what I'm saying. So when they be saying she's a jewel, and that's why I'm
Josh Freeman.
Yeah, Josh Freeman. You see what I'm saying? So when you playing these games. And I understand Davina be like, so when people come up to her and probably like, y'all want me to do the job, y'all ain't asked the last clerk to do the job.
But that ain't the point.
But that's how. But
I get it.
But this how this stuff go, right. And you see, and this why you hear rumblings in the street. Oh, she don't want to lose her job. No, that ain't what that is. She like, shit, y'all want me to do it. What about the other clerk? You don't think Davina learned the game from Inez?
Yeah, she sat up under the Inez for years.
Okay.
So, family, I got work to do.
Facts.
Okay. I got work to do. This went from a personal health and fitness show to now we're in the politics, which is the same thing because it's still garbage.
Facts.
It's still garbage. I got work to do, though.
For sure.
Okay. We'll see y'all on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Okay. Maybe it's short, but it's gonna be hot. So come check it out. Tuesday come be a Conspiracy Tuesday.
For sure.
Thank you all very much for your enlightenment. I appreciate that. He trying to drag me into the political arena again. At worst, that will be a voice they're gonna have to listen to. Somebody they're gonna have to reckon with. That's for sure. All right, family. We appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the weekend. Be careful out there. Make sure you take in some good stuff. Whether you read it, eat it, do a little workout, get you something going on to get you moving. All right. We appreciate you all. And thank you very much for the lesson. All right. All right, fam. Peace.